Welcome back to the Source Garage. This is the second winter coating test I'm doing this year. If you haven't seen the first one where I tested 18 different waxes, sealants, and spray-on coatings against each other, long story short, they all failed. Every single one of them across the bottom half of the panel after 1 month of getting salt on them showed basically no repellency to water of any kind. And if you go back and watch the video, you can see what I'm talking about. There are only two products that were kind of towards the back of the truck that showed some kind of water repellency a little bit faster than the other sections. So I wanted to retest those, and those were Hydro Blue SiO2 coating from McKee's and Gtechniq C2V3. So I brought those back. And then some suggestions I got from the first video of some other coatings to try were collonite 476S, fusso soft coat 99, turtle wax hybrid ceramic. So this is brand new this year. And Chemical Guys Hydro Slick, what do they call it? Their ceramic coating hyperwax. So what I'm going to do to prep the vehicle to test all these out. So I've got some Pinnacle Bodywork shampoo. Then we're going to use iron remover. Then we're going to clay. So I got some clay lube, and then I got Optimum panel prep. So we're going to wash it, clay it, or wash, iron, clay, and panel prep to make sure the surface is as perfect as possible to put all these different coatings and forms of protection on. And then I'm going to do update videos, I'll do again like I did last time, 1 month out, see how they perform. And I'm also going to do a video here of how it performs once the panel's completely clean. And then once I put all these coatings on, what it looks like as well, so we have some controls to test against once the panel actually gets dirty. So I'm going to get right into the preparation here. So we have now washed it, iron decontaminated it, clay barred it, and panel prepped it. So everything, as I hope you can see, nice and shiny on here. As clean as I can get it to make sure that the preparation is all perfect for applying all these products. So now I need to tape it off into the different segments I'm going to be doing. So just wanted to real quick go through what sections I'm doing with what product here. So to start with, on the first two panels, I've got McKee's 37 Hydro Blue SiO2 coating and Gtechniq C2V3. These had really, I'll say, abnormal results on the back end in the first test. They were literally on the back panels. So I wanted to see if I can get the same results on the front sections here. They're going to take a lot of abuse. Then I'm going to have the collonite 476S along with the soft 99 fusso coating will be on these two middle panels. Then I'm going to have a control panel here. So I'm going to put nothing on here so we can compare it against the other products. And then I'm going to have on the back end here, Chemical Guys, Hydro Slick ceramic coating, hyperwax, and turtle wax ceramic spray coating. And I'm going to follow all the instructions on these products as closely as I can and apply them to all the different sections here. So let's get started. All right, so I'm going to start off here with the collonite 476S. In the garage right now, it's about 48-ish degrees, a little bit below the 50. It's not as warm as I'd like it to be, but it's the conditions I got for winter testing. So I've got the collonite 476S going to start off with here, and then I'm going to do the fusso coat because these are going to take the longest amount of time probably to haze over and then buff off. The fusso coat says up to 20 minutes on the instructions here. So I don't know if you can see on camera, I just hit a little bit of the water out of the crack here, and you can already see the little beads coming down on the wax. So not applying it on too thick, I can see a light haze across the whole panel right now, so I'm just going to leave that as is and move on to the fusso. I'll come back and clean that up. You can watch these two little beads just nicely making their way down across the wax. Oh, good catch. This stuff is squeaky. All right. So I'm gonna let that sit for a while and then come back. Now the collonite is already hazing over a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to do the McKee's Hydro Blue SiO2 and the Gtechniq C2V3. So these are just spray on and wipe off. So now the McKee's Hydro Blue actually says to spray it on and then, rinse it off with a pressure washer. So it's a spray on, rinse off type coating. But the results I got from the first test were just doing this with manually applying it and then buffing it off. So I'm going to try that again. So now I'm going to flip to a different side here and do the Gtechniq. Then flip inside the towel here and come back and buff off both sections. Actually, that's a little damp, so I'm going to get a new towel. All right, so both those are done. The fusso coat's still sitting, so now I'm going to move on to the back sections for the chemical guys and the turtle wax. All right, so I got the chemical guys Hydro Slick ceramic coating hyperwax. I got a couple dabs on the pad here to do this section. So this will be buffed off here in just a minute. It says it can be done in 30 seconds or allow 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm gonna let that sit now and do the turtle wax ceramic spray coating. So this again is a spray on, wipe off. So I'm just gonna get a microfiber. Then let that sit for a second and come back and buff off the chemical guys. And flip it. Other side here, and come back here and buff off the turtle wax. All right, so this fusso coat's been sitting for about 15 minutes now, so I'm gonna buff it off. All right, So everything's been done now. What I'm gonna do is let it sit for about an hour, and then I'm gonna come back and do just some water repellency testing on it to show as, I guess, the control what it looks like before everything potentially fails. All right, so I had to flip the truck around here because my roommate came home, but anyway, still same. What I'm gonna do now is spray water into a couple different sections so you can see the hydrophobic properties. We'll use this as our baseline essentially, and I'll show you every section here and what it looks like. So you can see the beads running down pretty quickly across all the sections. And I'll also show here like what I did in the last video if you saw, where I just dumped the water on the side here so you can see how fast it sheets away. So obviously coming off extremely quickly. It's definitely a little slower over here with the spray-on coatings, but still faster than it was during the control. So do it once more. And you can clearly see how fast the fusso was, but these are still sheeting all right as well. All right, so we'll move over and do the other side. Do the same thing. And so this is the control section again in the middle here against the ceramic wax in the middle from Chemical Guys. So you can notice how fast the beads are running down between them. But I mean, a clean panel, if you know, it's still gonna sheet and bead all right, being that it is perfectly clean. There's no contaminants in the way. Let's now do the water pour. And you really see how fast the Chemical Guys versus the bare panel is there. The Chemical Guys wax is completely gone while we're still sheeting over here. But anyway, so that's all of our baseline footage we have. So we'll compare that against it when it gets dirty. All right, so everything's coated on here. Just did the test for the control so we could see how hydrophobic everything is. And I'm gonna check back in a month and we'll see how everything's performing once the salt and road grind gets to all to it. So thanks for watching, subscribe to follow along and see updates as I do this and all the other science I do on the channel. Thanks for watching.